Hello, I'm Chris Fenton with the Fenton Team, and I'm going to answer a question today that comes up often in real estate, and that is, what can I do to make my home the most valuable for the market? What can I do to unlock its full potential? And this is not a one-size-fit-all answer, but there are some things that sort of are generally across the board going to work for everybody. The first thing that I always talk to people about when I visit their home is first impressions. So what does a buyer first see when they walk up to your house? What does the front gate look like? What does the front yard look like? What do the front steps look like? The front door and the front entrance of the house. All of those things, we should be able to get them looking pretty good with a little bit of paint and a little bit of work. And that's going to make a huge difference, because while a buyer doesn't decide if they're going to buy the house in the first few minutes, they certainly do decide if they're not going to buy the house, because it sets the tone. The next thing that I always recommend, and honestly I would never sell one of my own properties without doing this, is I would paint virtually every surface. And don't necessarily pick the colors that you like. Pick the colors that are in style but also fairly neutral, so they're going to appeal to a wider range of people. And it's not that they might not change the color, because the next buyer might very well change the color. It's that the house is going to look at its best if everything is painted or has been painted fairly recently. The next thing that often gets asked is, what about kitchens and bathrooms? And that's where things really start to break down with general advice, because it really depends. You can very well sink way too much money into both bathrooms and kitchens. So it really depends on the value of the homes around you, the value of the neighborhood, and what your current kitchen and bathroom look like. Generally speaking, on an average house in Port Alberni, it's not a bad idea to potentially get new countertops. You can do all sorts of creative things, paint the cupboards, get new hardware, get new taps, those sorts of things, new flooring. So those are all things to consider. But really, if you're seriously looking at getting a kitchen or a bathroom before putting it on the market, give your realtor a call, and we'd be happy to come in and give you some personal advice on that one. The next thing that I talk to people about is what I call big ticket items. So these are things like roofs and windows and perimeter drains and all sorts of things like that, furnaces, insulation. And generally speaking, these things you don't get your money back, generally speaking. So if you put in a $5,000 furnace, it does not increase the value of your house by $5,000. Buyers typically expect to have these items in good working order. So I mean, if they have to be done, they have to be done. But you want to be careful and understand that if you put in that extra insulation all through your house, well, it's a great thing if you're living there. You're probably not going to get your money back as an investment. And again, this is something where getting one-on-one advice from a realtor is a really good idea. So I hope that's a quick and dirty look at what you can do to improve your home's value. I think the main thing is that what I see is people deciding what they're going to do and then having us in and price the house, and sometimes that doesn't work out well. So it's always a great idea to have us come in ahead of time, and we're happy to do that. We'll schedule an appointment, come in and give you our advice. There's no problem with that. I went into this in a little more detail in the written comments below, so you can scroll to the comments below and check that out. From Chris at the Fenton Team, thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye for now.